Hi, I'm Julia Robinson. I'm a jazz singer, mother, daughter, sister, friend, wife, neighbor, and someone who's always been drawn to a story, especially the story of a song. I'm pulled toward music that feels lived in, lyrics that carry weight, and moments that feel like home. I was born in New York City with my earliest homes in Greenwich Village and Riverdale in the Bronx. Today, my close family is settled on the Upper West Side and Harlem. Though I'm rooted in Houston and doing a lot of work in many areas, my life has always orbited around music and performance. My parents met at Juilliard, my mother a violinist, my biological father a pianist, and I grew up between concert halls and community stages. Since the age of 10 till she passed when I was 23, I studied jazz and cabaret voice with Mrs. Ann Gilbert Ostro, a Broadway baby doll of her time who taught through the University of Houston, where I later earned my degree. I hold a BA in liberal studies with a triple minor in English literature, human food studies and nutrition, and interdisciplinary art of theater and dance. I also spent 2 years in the BFA acting program, studying under instructors who shaped my sense of vocation and craft. That calling truly took root when I was 15, after transferring from private school at St. John's School to Houston's Kinder High School for the Performing and Visual Arts. I entered the vocal department, where I studied under Patricia Bonner, Carol Nelson, and Rob Seibel. My love for song, first planted by Mizzo and nurtured by every voice along the way, carried me through theater, through jazz, and into a life where performance, meaning, and reverence for the art form all come together. Music has always been my most natural language, and meeting others who speak it has given me a true sense of community. Today, I run a personal studio venture from my second home here in Houston, where I spend most of my time raising my 3 children, practicing and recording music, developing self-led projects, and collaborating with artists who inspire our city. In my free time, I'm out listening to and supporting jazz artists across Houston, sitting in when invited, and spreading the word about shows and musicians who move me. A couple of years ago, I had the honor of singing at Minton's in Harlem, which is a full circle moment in my life. Closer to home in Houston, I'm truly encouraged by the growth of our jazz scene. I believe we're ready for our next great listening room. I frequent DeCamera concerts, Performing Arts Houston concerts, Miller Outdoor Theater shows, Echoes, Avant Garden, Eden Plant House, Emmett's Place, Neighbors, and many of the restaurants and public venues that keep the art of live music living. And I have to say, I'm especially excited about the opening of Doc's down the street. The vision supporting that space already speaks to me, and I'd be truly honored if I get the chance to sing there someday. Along the way, I've been lucky enough to learn from some of Houston's finest players, musicians whose artistry and friendship have shaped my voice and deepened my understanding of instrumental jazz. I'll always hold reverence for the ones who've stood behind me, guided me with their sound, and encouraged me to find my own phrasing. My first instrumental lyric copyright was for John Coltrane's Central Park West. an offering I made with full heart and humility, and I know it wouldn't have happened without the musicians who've believed in me as a collaborator and most importantly as a friend. My love of visual art and theater also runs deep. Over the past decade, I've become immersed in Houston's art scene, a creative world that has shaped how I understand beauty, originality, and vocal expression as a form of speech and freedom. I met my husband, Thomas Pascal Williams Robinson, through a friend in the yoga community. He introduced me to a life within the visual arts realm with sincere appreciation for the art car family, a vibrant world of creativity, unfiltered expression, and celebration of soul. My husband's family helped lead and preserve the art car movement in Houston, and his belief in the bold vision of life has deeply nurtured the life we're building together, one grounded in creativity, care of loved ones, and devotion to the community. Together and individually, we've supported many causes close to our hearts. Over these years, I've poured my energy into charity, chairing and co-chairing galas and luncheons, curating performances, and generally supporting or serving on committees for organizations like the Orange Show Foundation, the Art Car Museum, HSPVA Friends, Houston Shakespeare Festival, the Houston Symphony, Conrad Johnson Orchestra, Susan Davis's Music Matters, Inc., and more. I've also invested in personal and community-based outreach for Houston's unhoused population, creating resource guides, offering spiritual support, and helping connect individuals with shelter, mental health care, and dignity-centered services. I've always believed that music and art are meant to serve, to gather people, uplift shared values, and create spaces of beauty and joy that leave no one behind. I'm a servant of God and a worker of faith, and the dreams I've carried for my whole life are beginning to take shape. At the heart of them is a vision for my home studio, a place where I can gather and record my friends, the jazz legends of Houston, and help them offer their voices to the world in lasting, beautiful form. It's a vision rooted in reverence, and one I hope will grow patiently, steadily, with the quiet strength of shared belief, the warmth of kindred spirits, and the generous hands and efforts of the community that loves jazz. Since finding jazz, my soul has been healing in extraordinary ways. I've spent decades building a vast repertoire and learning about life through the medium of song. My training in voice, yoga training, teaching, spiritual devotion, and prayer has led me to a grounded and whole place, and that's the place I sing from. I'm also a songwriter and lyricist with a compilation book of over 500 original songs. I'm currently learning notation and hoping to begin to share this body of work with the world, piece by piece. I recently graduated from Full Sail University, where I obtained an audio arts certificate degree and learned a lot about what it means to create music full-time. Music is how I remember who I am. It brings me back to what matters, to breath, to soul, and I hope in some small way my voice carries that light gently to you. With love and gratitude, thank you for listening to my story. I hope we meet in song, and it's truly a pleasure to meet you.